I'm going to go back and add some leaves. Unfortunately, right now, and hopefully it will be an update, I cannot figure out how to use two different cartridges from the original Cricut line at the same time. In other words, to add different images from different cartridges to the same mat. So what I've done is I just simply, if I've got room on my paper, I just flip it around or I use another scrap. I'm using the same type of vinyl, but I'm going to add 5 leaves. I'm going to select a leaf from Create a Critter right here, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to adjust the size. I want to use the relative size, and let's go, well, it's not too bad. Let's go up just a little bit bigger. I've got a strip of 2 inches of paper of my transfer left. Let's go ahead and apply that. And now we're going to add, duplicate that. And looks good. I think I'm going to add color though. So here we go. Let's add a little bit of color, edit. And I'm going to take a couple different types of the greens. And this is still off of Imagine More. I'm just going down the list of my greens. Want a little variation. You know, 2 leaves in nature are the same to you, and I don't think I did it earlier. I am using a multi-cut of 2, a speed of 4, or 3, it depends on your machine, and a pressure of 3. And I have found that it cuts absolutely beautifully at this. It does take it a little bit longer if I use a 3, and that's okay if my cuts are pretty intricate. You can see these don't look real clear up here, but that's the overfill, so that I will only get the cut of the colored image. So the next thing we have to do is take it to Next, load our mat, and go. But there you have what came out of the machine for the pumpkins, and there you have what came out of the machine just now for the leaves. And it's beautiful the way it just kind of lifts off the mat. Let's get over here where I can get to it. And there I have my leaves. Look really good. Now I need to take them off the mat and get ready to put my design on my shirt. Couple tips on using this sort of a material on fabric if you're not a fabric artist of any type. First of all, when you buy the t-shirt, it needs to be washed. Any of the sizing from a new t-shirt will reject the adhesion of the vinyl. Next thing you do is you mark your center lines, and I usually put it pretty close within an inch of the neckline on a little shirt like this. So finger width is good, and you want it to come about no wider than center of the shoulders, no matter what size shirt you're working on. So the focal point of this particular design is the pumpkin patch. So I'm going to put that on first, and I play first, see what I've got. My little daddy pumpkin, my little baby, and I'm getting pretty far out here. So I might actually bring them down just a bit. Now remember, when you're layering this sort of vinyl, it does get a little iffy because it can get too thick and become almost solid and rigid. Let's see, Mama can come down here. So there's nothing wrong in me going back and even trimming out some of my overlapping areas in just a little bit. And I've got my leaves. I really just want my leaves for a little extra color here. Put my leaf right there, and this one right here, and maybe, oh, let's balance it out. Let's bring this over. I may not use more than 3 leaves. I've got them if I want them, but I may not. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll trim off these stems because they're obviously going to be hidden behind the pumpkins. And then I'm going to take this shirt to the ironing board, and according to the directions of the transfer, I am going to press it. I am going to have to remove the backing off of each one of these and put them back on. And then, I'll do that at the ironing board. A couple little hints. I usually use, you want your ironing board lowered, and you can put either a glass cutting board underneath this, or you can put something firm, maybe a wooden cutting board that's clean, cover it with an old pillowcase, something smooth, not terry cloth, and press your shirt first. Get it nice and smooth and take all the wrinkles out of it. And then as you iron it, follow the directions and move up and down, taking your time. Press down with your shoulders. The other thing I do is I take a piece of Reynolds parchment paper that you find in the kitchen part of your local grocery store, Walmart, whatever, and I put it over. That protects the sole plate of my iron from any of the adhesive that might actually come out from underneath the transfer. We're going to do all this off camera. Don't want to take your time, and I'll show you the finished shirt shortly. Hey, and there you have it. I went ahead and used the last two leaves that I had on the sleeve. Nice little effect to that part of the shirt. And then I added some purple bows just to give it a little extra. Did some detail work on the leaves with my Pigma micron markers. Those are fabric safe. They will not wash out. And you know, I thought about it. I would have blinged out the eyes, but this is for a baby under 1, and I am just a little hesitant to do that. Well, I've had a great time. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you've learned something new. Remember, Norna Scraps. Sort through those scraps and generate the gems. Until next time, bye.